You need to know is that God created this earth and He said it was good. So we're going to look at environmental health and synergies with the environment. I remain teacher Obadiah. This is my channel. So I want you to pay keen attention to these things because they're very important for you to understand, especially in the field of human ecology. They're very important. Environmental health and development are intrinsically linked with industrial activities such as oil and gas development, acting as a catalyst for economic growth while simultaneously posing significant risks to environmental sustainability and public health. Achieving positive synergies requires moving from a reactive, complaint-based approach to a proactive, protective, and sustainable management model that integrates environmental protection with economic goals. Now, you'd wonder, what is the definition of environmental health? Environmental health is a branch of public health that focuses on how the natural and built environments affect human health and well-being. All the physical and chemical and biological factors external to a person that comprises his or her health. Now, the key components of environmental health are water quality and sanitation. Ensuring access to safe drinking water and proper disposal of human waste to prevent waterborne diseases like cholera. Another one is air quality. Managing both outdoor industrial and vehicle emissions and indoor air pollutions to reduce respiratory and cardiac vesicular diseases. Food quality, which talks about inspecting and regulating the production and storage and handling of food to prevent contamination and foodborne illnesses. Now, water management, this is the most interesting part because we know that water is needed by almost all organisms. Actually, for all living organisms, they need this water, either in vapor form or liquid form. So water management, the systematic collection and disposal of solid, liquid, and hazardous wastes. This is water management involves this kind of stuff because there is systematic collection and disposal of solid, liquid, and hazardous wastes. So they should be properly disposed. They should not be cast down into the waters because they're contaminated, they're polluted, and we know we need the waters, not only human beings but also other organisms like the rodents. So we have vector control, which is involves limiting the spread of diseases carried by organisms like mosquitoes, malaria, and rodents. Occupational health, we're going to look at all these things. Ensuring safe health working conditions by managing workplace hazards such as chemical noise and radiation. Now, we're going to look at what a synergy is. We said we're going to look at synergies with environments. But what is a synergy? Synergy is when two or more things work together in such a way that their combined effect is greater than the sum of their individual effects. You need to know this thing, you need to capture it into your mind. It is when two or more things work together in such a way that the combined effect is greater than the sum of their individual effects. Synergies with development. Now, this is where definitions comes like synergistic comes in. Synergies with development, especially in oil and gas sector, refers to how oil and gas activities can interact with other sectors of the economy to produce broader development benefits beyond just extracting petroleum. Positive synergies, we have infrastructure improvement. So in improvement of infrastructure, so it works with another sector that deals in infrastructure development to improve infrastructure, technological innovation, economic development, job creation, environment, government revenue. Oil and gas industry also provides fuel as a source of energy. Negative synergies, we have air pollution, we have water contamination. So The oil and gas sector works with other industries to pollute the air. Oil and gas sector works with other industries to contaminate the water. That's the same thing we looked at here. For those who have not understood, I know some of you have not understood. That's why I've come back here. So it works with other industries to improve government revenue. Those are the positive ones. You get? Understand it that way. Then for the negative synergies, we have oil and gas sector working with other whatevers to pollute the air. So there are different sectors working together to pollute the air. This is very dangerous, especially for a country like Uganda, especially for the oneness of Africa. Water contamination, land degradation, habitat destruction, social and pollution pressures, displacement of communities, and loss of livelihoods. This is very key. You're seeing people being displaced in areas where there is no water because the temperatures are very high. There is a drought that has existed for over 10 years. They have not seen rainfall in 6 months. What is this? Loss of biodiversity and wildlife disturbance. This is also going to be the oil and gas sector, plus other sectors of this thing, even the political sector, if it exists, they're all working together to destroy life. And this is very, 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 very problematic to us as biologists. This is very bad to us as human ecologists. We feel very bad when people disturb wildlife. We have key strategies for better synergies. It will include strengthening regulation. So this is where the government has to come in. The governments of the African countries need to work together on this. We need to make Africa better by strengthening regulations on emission of industrial wastes. You get what I'm saying? Into the atmosphere, for the gases, release of industrial waste, into waters. We need to control these things. We need to regulate these companies so that we make sure that our Africa remains the safest place on the planet, as it has always been. Technological advancements. So for the new, we need to improve the technology, making catalytic converters, so that we may put them into these vehicles, make sure that the gases from the exhaust pipe may not go into the directly into the environment and cause global warming. You know what I'm saying? Community engagement. We need to work together with different communities to make sure that we get better synergies. Investing in renewable energy, for God's sake. We should invest in things like solar, biogas, those things. Rehabilitation. We need to rehabilitate. You get what I'm saying? Rehabilitate people. Rehabilitate the people that are being displaced. Rehabilitate those who are using drugs because of some companies who are marking and stuff. You know what I'm saying? We need to rehabilitate everyone. We need to rehabilitate even the listeners who are not understanding this thing. Now, factors that could have led to the rate of warming of the African continent over the years. So we have different factors that may have led to the warming up of the African continent over these years, because it is very important for us to know why it is increasing at a speed at the rate of 0.3 degrees per decade, which is higher than the global, warming rate. You get what I'm saying? So first of all, we have global increase in greenhouse gases. So first of all, globally, we have an issue that other countries other countries other than the oneness of Africa, have a lot of industries, a lot of stuff, they do a lot of air pollution, water pollution, they do a lot of every kind of pollution. And Africa does the least kind of pollution. But guess what? We are the most affected. We are affected. Our the paradise is getting disturbed. You get, because of what other continents in this world are doing. We have land use change and deforestation. We know there has been it's also a factor that has led to warming, because some areas are supposed to have forests. You see, there's some Africans, I don't know what's wrong with them. They're encroaching those areas, destroying the forest, and putting slums in those areas. Then you wonder what's wrong with these people. Not even doing something responsible. At least we build some houses that settle in a way that is a little bit organized, that allows every family or every house or every block or every house in an estate to have at least 2 trees. But they build slums all over the place, and there is no tree. You don't see grass. You know what I'm saying? If a cow goes in such a place, these vegetarians, if vegetarians go in such a place, they cannot survive. There is no food for them. There is no food for them. So we have rapid urbanization, which is also a factor that led to the rate of warming in African continent talked about recently, because Africa is becoming rich and more wealthy. At the rate at which it is becoming wealthy is faster than even some of the continents in this world. Yeah, because people, Africans have woken up. They're waking up. They're on the race. They want to win this, race of being the best in technology. So urbanization, they want to settle in good houses like they see in the people in the Western world settling. So urbanization also leads to what? Deforestation, of course. You get what I'm saying? We need the books, as development comes in, these trees are going to be hard. Industries are going to be constructed. Greenhouse emissions will be, emitted. We have reduced cloud cover in some regions. There's a reduced cloud cover in some regions. So, like the deserts, they have reduced cloud cover. Therefore, those areas receive little rainfall. And since they receive little rainfall, or there are no clouds that are blocking some of the rays from reaching the ground, then those areas are going to be warmer. Then banning of fossil fuels, in cars, everything. Agricultural activities, releasing methane, poor waste management. Um, so we're going to look at this other thing in detail. That what should the government of Uganda do to reduce climate change and its impacts? So what the government of Uganda should do is promote afforestation, reforestation, and forest protection. Simple things. Invest in renewable energy. Invest in renewable energy. Renewable energy. We're talking about, what are we talking about? We're talking about those wind kind of stuff, wind whatever. Have you seen those things in China? Yes. We're talking about biogas. We're talking about solar. Are you getting what I'm saying? Buy electric vehicles. Buy some EVs. Uganda has just started oil mining, guys. So first leave us to pollute this climate. Then we have climate smart agriculture, improved waste management, yes, strengthening climate policies and enforcements, develop climate resilient infrastructure, protect the water resources, public awareness and education, access to climate finance and partnerships, promote sustainable transport. All these ones are very, very good points. So that is basically the climate change science. I remain teacher Obadiah. This is my channel, so if you enjoyed the previous videos that I've been making about climate change science, yeah, you can like and subscribe, comment, do whatever you want to comment. I'm open. Yeah, if there is any kind of suggestions, you feel like maybe we should do this, any solution, how we can prevent, we can save our climate, how we can save our paradise as Africa, you can feel free to put them down in the comments so that even others can read them and understand them and implement them for the betterment of our future. So it begins with you. For there to be a change in this world, to be a change in this world, a change in Africa, an improvement in Africa, we need to begin. It needs to begin with us. We need to begin ourselves. May God bless you. Remain teacher Obadiah. Like and subscribe in Jesus' mighty name. See you in the next video.